Most of our clients want a country setting. Well, why am I showing you the highway? Well, because you got to go to the store, you got to go to school, you got to go to the movies, you got to go to restaurants, you got to go to hospitals. This is Route 150. This is a real highway, and it's just been repaved again. They keep this thing beautiful. It's straight, it's smooth, and it's just about 5 miles to Danville. It's a nice, smooth, easy road. Back this way is to Perryville. I don't want to get you dizzy. And eventually into Louisville, and this way I'll take you to I-75 eventually. So it's a big long road, but it's smooth and straight, and it'll take you right into the college town. Now, this is Dry Fork. I'm going to take you down here. I promise I won't run you the whole 2 miles, I promise. It's about 2 miles out to the farm. I'll put it down here, and I'm going to show it to you. Very interesting place. Why is it interesting? Because it hasn't been on the market since the 1800s. There's documentation. This same family's been here since 1835 at least. If you want to go back farther, you can, but I've got documentation that shows 1835. Same family, the same guy is here. It's the old Moss farm. Mr. Moss, I just shook his hand. I'm going to do the dash cam up here for a little bit, and you got a brand new cell tower here, so you've got plenty of cell service. We've got high-speed internet out here and city water, so you've got all that stuff going for you already. They're building 2 houses on this road. Now there's only maybe a dozen houses total, so you don't have to get worried, but they're building 2 houses on this road, and both of them are local contractors. So how interesting is that? So the local people know where the good places are. Certainly the local contractors know where the good places are, and they're both building here. So how interesting. Okay, I told you it was a couple miles back. It's just a mile. And the property starts, it doesn't include this house, it starts behind this house. So the property kind of starts there, but that house does not go with it. That goes with it right there, that little field, and there's a creek between here, what's mowed, and that field. And this is all creek frontage here. And I'm going to go in right here. We're going to see what's going on. Got this little bridge, this little quaint bridge. It's been dry as a bone here this whole summer so far. The spring was so wet, now the summer is so dry. But anyway, that's a creek that runs probably 90% of the time. And just so you don't think it's all mucky back there, it is a little mucky looking, but all that is duckweed. And there's nice little clear sippy holes there, so you're fine. The cattle are out here grazing, so they get in there and everything. But anyway, it's a nice little creek. Now we just sold this lot right next door, a 5-acre lot, and the plumber is building there, the plumber's son. But they're building a nice house, really nice house. And then there's a roofer, and he's building right here. Remember I told you 2 contractors? Wait till you see this one. This is a sharp looking house too. Understated elegance, if you will. Nice rock wall here, and beautiful house. Beautiful house. If you like to look at farms and you want more farms like this, subscribe. Here's the button right here to our newsletter. You're gonna love it, I promise. Every time we get a new property, we're gonna send you an email before it even goes on the MLS. Okay, so we're looking at 48 acres. There's 2 little houses up here that are not much, but they're something. All right, so they're here, and what I'm envisioning is someone's going to look at this and say, you know what, we just want to have a place to stay while we're building our regular house. Or, you know, we're okay with throwing a few $1,000s at them. In fact, the one you could probably get by with about $5 grand, and the other one maybe less. And then you'd have 2 little houses, maybe for hired men, a family member or something like that. There's the one house. It's stone. It's all stone, and it's got a basement, believe it or not. And I'll put the pictures in here. Again, it's not much, but it is a house, and there's someone living in it. And then this one, this needs some work. It's got some mold on the walls. You know, it's not, there's like 1,500 different kinds of mold, and only 2 are toxic. So, you know, it's just mold and mildew. And the bathroom is yucky. You'll see the photographs in the rest of the web page. And so it isn't great. And the kitchen's dreadful. But it's a cute little house, fixed up. You got to throw a little money at that. Definitely got to throw $5 grand at it. Put a roof on it. Fix up the kitchen, fix up the bathroom, and then you could actually stay in it. But that would be cheaper than any other alternative while you build something else. A little, what we call a no-count garage. That's not much there. But there's 2 really nice barns. But the land and the location is what makes this sing. So here we are down here at this little old house. It's kind of cute, isn't it? It's got a fireplace inside. And then here's this stone place. Remember that farm, Wake Robin? Well, it's right at the end of this road. I mean, literally half a mile from here, 3/4 of a mile. So, I don't know, the people who built this, did they build that? Perhaps. So you've got some neat old things. But again, this has got some value. This one doesn't have much value to speak of. But it might have some value to you. Got a stone barn here. Let's go check that out. So if you know anything about stone, or if you're passionate about stone like I am, this is just wonderful. Neat, neat old farmer stuff here, right? And the boards obviously need to be replaced. But isn't that a beautiful piece of antiquity? Look at that. Oh man. What could you do with this out here? I'll tell you what. I'd have me a fabulous outdoor space. This would be like a patio type of thing. Make this into a party room. Oh, you could do open air, or you could close it in. But wow, wouldn't that be awesome? A 3-season room. But look what you've got to start with. You've got incredible bones. Again, what makes this place sing is the location and the land. And you're going to see some beautiful land. Level, beautiful, gently rolling. The views are amazing. Hey, it's Boyle County, Kentucky. Fabulous. Yeah, look at the view out here. If you turn this in, now I'm talking, this is a big space here. From here to here is at least 24 feet, I'm going to guess. So maybe like 2 vents, 2 12-foot vents. So about 24 feet. And the length of this is at least 48. Okay, these appear to be 3-foot panels and 3-foot rafters. And if that's, you got 20, 21 or 22 here. So that's 60 feet. So you got, let's say 50 by 25 is what? 1,250 square feet. You got a whole house in here. Wow, what could you do with this thing? So put a new roof on, or leave this roof, or use it as outdoor space, or this is your house. This is the walls for your house, the beginning. Remember, you go to a garage sale, or maybe your mom or your grandma goes to a garage sale, and they say, oh my gosh, it's a diamond in the rough. This barn right here is your diamond in the rough. Look at this mess. Clean this thing out. The floor is almost level. Pour you in a floor, or do whatever you want to do. Put stone down. And, oh my gosh. Anyway, wow. Excited about this barn right here. And that's the funny part. Because there's houses, I get more excited about the barn. You might too. Maybe you're a garage sale or an antique auction person like me. Okay, here we are at this gate. We're going to go right in. Remember, we just came up there. Now, also, that stone house, that little, the stone house I said does not go with it. It's right down there. So you're right behind that stone house right now. This field here is about, it's not quite 1,500 feet, but if you took this tree row out and you had that little field there, you'd be over 1,500 feet deep. I'll put the actual numbers down. Now we're getting into the farm part of it. Some people are just looking at, just an old farm. They're not looking at this property like you and I are. You and I are looking at this property as a potential to come and build a house here and have an unbelievable sustainable farm, or maybe an organic farm, maybe you just want to raise some cattle, maybe you got horses, whatever. They're looking at it as just hay ground or whatever. They're not looking at it as a homestead like you and I would. And a lot of people aren't going to see the potential of that barn. That stone barn, oh, it gets me so excited because, I mean, really, you've got walls that are a couple feet thick. There's your start to whatever you want to put in there. Now, this barn here is a fantastic barn. So that's a farmer's barn. That's a real barn. If you like farming and stuff like that. If you've got horses, that's the barn for you. You want to put up hay, that's a great barn. I'm going to show it to you. But there's that house they're building across the street. That's the roofer guy. And then there's that cell tower. So you got great cell service. I often joke around and I say I'm always off, but by how much and which direction, I never know. And there's a lot of truth to that. I will be shocked if this farm stays on the market very long because of the location. It's a killer location. 5-6 miles to town, 48 acres, and the price they're asking, mid-200s. It's a crazy price. Look at this land. This is as level as you can get in this area. Gosh, it's just beautiful, beautiful. Now we've come all the way in the back here, so we're about 12 or 1,400 feet off of the road, off a dry fork. And remember that house I was telling you about? There's that house that they're building. Right, where is it? Right there. There's the house they're building. And just to give you reference, there's that nice barn. So you come over this tree line and come all the way back here. See where that white, black and white cow is? I bet you that cow gives Oreo milk. Did I really say that? Anyway, it comes all the way back to this back point here, but then it includes that whole other field. So this is about 20 acres here, more or less. And by looking at it, I'd say that's about right. And then there's about 28 acres over on the other side. Can't get there from here. I got to go all the way back down and around. But I'm going to do that for you, okay? Okay, so here's this good barn here. It was built like a tobacco barn. And I'll show you what I mean here. And you actually got to come down and see this tobacco being harvested down here. It's pretty neat. These are actual telephone poles here. And then they've got these tier rails. So they would cut the tobacco, put it on a stick, thread it on a stick, and then hang those sticks across these tier rails, so that the plant is now hanging upside down and drying. So that's how they did that. But it doesn't matter, because you're probably not going to be in the tobacco business. You might want this for your horses or hay storage or cattle or something like that. Maybe you put your four-wheelers in. But anyway, it's good, solid barn. It's got a good roof. When we first came down here years ago, we said, oh my gosh, it looks like it needs torn down. But actually, all that's ventilation. So this is a good barn. Throw a coat of paint on it or not. It's good oak siding. A lot of poplar boards in there. This thing will last you for another 50, 100 years. So there's that tobacco barn there. And then here's the gate to go back in where the houses are. Now we're going to go to the next field on the other side of that cool barn there. If you know me, you know I'm the laziest guy you know. So I'm not going to go through that gate there because the gate's closed. I'm actually going to take you down the driveway. Because there's a gate down here that's open. Ha ha. This will give you an idea of what this place looks like. These are Bradford or Jefferson pears on the left. They are the first things to get blooms in the spring and the last things to lose their leaves in the fall. They're a very fast growing tree. They look real pretty. So this gate's open and we got some more bottom land down here. This is the diamond in the rough part of this place. You've got a stone house there with 2-foot thick walls, and you've got this stone building here that I'm telling you, if I could tell you 100 times, I would tell you my wife is gonna absolutely go crazy over this place because she would make a house out of this. Okay, everybody always wants to see the property line. So there's the barn and that grain bin. So you know the little houses are on the other side of that. Those barns are across the road. But here's the property line somewhere around here. There's where the plumber's building that new house. Beautiful home. Oh my gosh. So the property line somewhere in here. His mow line is about here. And it comes back to these sweet little sunflowers, which aren't, well, they're just a little bit over your knee. And that, aren't they just sweet? The neighbor comes to here, this point, and then down along here. All right, you with me? So the property line, your property's on this side, his on this side, okay? So you're down to that that fence down there. In other words, the whole property's fenced except for this piece here. And so you can't get off the farm. So it goes all the way to the back there. I'm gonna take you in the back. So this field's it, this field's it. This is a really nice field. This is about 1,100 feet, just as flat as you could be. Have a little airstrip there. And on the other side of those trees is where I just was with the cows. Okay, the sunflowers were just right there. Well, so let's see if I can find them. You probably can't see the sunflowers, but they're way on down there. Anyway, you go straight on down to that fence row, and then up along here to the back. Now you can see a pond out in the back there in the distance. That's not part of it. That's on the neighbor, okay? But your fence is just on this side of that pond. Look how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, I get excited. So anyway, we got a lot of hickory trees. We got walnut trees, whirls and whirls of walnut trees. This is one of the prettiest views here. If you're gonna build a house, oh my gosh, can you imagine that for a view? Then you've got this whole field here. And this field, this is the middle field, okay? This is about 1,100 feet long. I'm going to put it in there. And then all the way down here, check this out. Talk about a spot for a house. Maybe you got a family compound. Maybe you got a big family like me. I've got 2 boys. And nothing would please me more than for them to build houses on my farm, have a family all together. So, is that a pipe dream? I don't know. I don't know. Some families are still doing that, and it's pretty nice. Imagine having the grandkids nearby. You'd be overrun with family all the time. I'd love it. I'd love it. Okay, I'm going to go back to the front, and I think we're done. I just wanted to show you how nice and level and smooth this is. This is Dry Fork Farm, 48 acres, Boyle County, amazing location. Call Dan, phone number's right there. It's all this field here, all this here behind this brand new house. Look at that beautiful home there. There's another one, it's like a mansion way up on that hill. They're building another brand new house here. It's not growing up this area, there's just, it's desirable. So there are some nice houses going in. And then just past those 2 houses, there's one more house, that's the end. That's just a dead end. So it's the whole road's only like 1.5 miles long. High-speed internet, city water, municipal water, so you don't have to worry about wells or anything like that. You got power here, everything's here. Can you imagine what a gem this place is? First time this property's been available in the same family, since at least 1835 that I can see. There's that barn, there's the little house, the stone house is behind it. There's power, you got municipal water, beautiful driveway, excellent location. If you like to look at farms and you want more farms like this, subscribe. Here's the button right here. Subscribe to our newsletter. You're gonna love it, I promise. Every time we get a new property, we're gonna send you an email before it even goes on the MLS. Call Dan, phone number's right there.